Hey fellow YouTubers, Under Pressure here. Today I'm going to talk about the KRISS Vector Super V. For anybody who doesn't know, this is a .45 ACP carbine, pistol caliber. It was actually designed to be a submachine gun, and the barrel is only about that big on the submachine gun version. It's a 5.5 inch barrel, and you can buy this in a pistol version that comes with a 5.5, or for our California neighbors, Spasiba, by the way, it comes in a 6.5 version in a pistol. This is the carbine version. See, it's got the folding stock. That's what the pistol version looks like, except it's, you know, that short. I'm thinking about getting one of those, but these things are horrendously expensive. The HK USC, which is a .45 ACP carbine, is like this also. And there are cheaper things out there. There's the Berettas, the CX4s that come in like 49 and 45. There's the High Points that come in the 49 and 45. The High Points being the least expensive, but they look like a BB gun. Of course, I think the Berettas look like a BB gun. And speaking of looks, this is like a Glock. You either love it or you hate it. I actually think it's pretty cool. It's been featured in a lot of movies. The new Mila Jovovich, what is it? The End of the World thing, and it's in a lot of, you know, spy movies. They whip them out of briefcases and stuff. In the full auto subcompact, no stock, no barrel kind of, you know, MP5 kind of thing. But this is a semi-auto carbine. It uses 13 round Glock mags, 10 rounds for our communist friends in California, Solidarity Brothers. It also has a bullet button, and I've heard that you damn near have to take a screwdriver and chunk it to get the bullet out, the magazine out. But I've also got some extended 27 round mags off of Cheaper Than Dirt. They're like 19 bucks. They're dirt cheap. Dirt cheap, get it? But I took this to the range today to do a function check because my luck, every new gun I buy is a Jam-O-Matic. I don't know what it is. You know, I do clean them, but I don't go nutty and, like, you know, squirt them down with oil, because as I've always said, some guns like to run wet, some guns like to run dry, and until you try them you don't know which way they like. But they did have in the manual when I got this, it said please do this before shooting, to go in and wipe the preservative out and just put a light coat of oil. So I did that. It's not much, and if you look on the videos, I'm not going to take this apart. And it is safe to check because the bolt's open. So, see, I hadn't cleaned it. I just got back in the range, and I'll get to that in a second. But and there's no magazine. But the way this recoil works, I'm not going to take it apart, is instead of the bolt going backwards and forwards like a piston in the top of the receiver, it actually comes down and does like a 90-degree turn, 70-degree turn into this fat part here. And so the bolt is actually a two-part bolt. It's got like a swivel in it. So instead of going straight like this, it swivels. Now what that does is it doesn't cut down on recoil. It doesn't. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't cut the recoil. But it keeps the gun from popping up. If you look at the videos that I'm going to post later of the shooting, it doesn't look like it, but it does. It does still have a nice meaty recoil, but it is a very linear recoil. And again, today I was not trying to get groups. Today I was not trying to get, you know, hang tight with the weapon and be one with the weapon. I was just running rounds through it. Plus, one of the things I thought was funny is they have this very select list of ammunition that you can fire with this. That they don't like you to use anything else. Well, you know, I hand load. And I asked, there's so few people that have a KRISS carbine or a KRISS pistol. You don't get many answers. And a lot of the posters online get theirs from the company, and they, you know, have to toe the company line when they do their reports. Now, Jeff Quinn at gunblast.com, now he said, you know, use this, use that, and then he turned right around and said, but I'm running my reloads in it. So that intrigued me. So we went today and I ran 300 rounds of Winchester White Box, 100 rounds of Tula steel ammo. Yes, that's right. Tula ammo after I'd done run 300 dirty rounds of the Winchester White Box. I had one fail to do anything, and I think that was actually a bad round, a bad Winchester round. It had a dent in the side of it. stovepipe, I don't think this weapon put the dent in it because the dent was it looked old. It didn't have a bright scrape on it. So I think the bullet, when I loaded in the magazine, I didn't see it, and the crease is what cocked it and jammed the weapon. But besides that, I ran, like I said, 300 rounds of Winchester white box, 100 rounds of toolless steel core, and 100 rounds of my 230 grain Barry's full metal jacket 45 ACP with 6.5 grains unique with a 1.125 overall length that I'd loaded about 6 months ago for some other 45s, and I have plenty of that ammo. And I've got some other stuff I want to try too, some other oglivs that for some reason just won't shoot in a lot of 45 ACPs, except for my Rock River, and you've heard me talk about that. Okay, pros. Again, it's a cool looking gun. Very futuristic, very, what's the new movie that just came out? So you can tell I don't go to movies. Well, the guy gets his memory back. Arnold Schwarzenegger did it, but anyway, the police all use these things. Well, I'm rambling on in this video, ain't I? But, so it's very futuristic, very cool looking, you know, the stock and all this stuff. And you know, I'm not a big, I got me a Contour, a 7mm mag, and a 4x4 Nikon. I just go to shoot. I go to have fun. You know, if I want to sit and do speed drills with, you know, a high-priced railgun, that's fine. If I want to go and just do, you know, long-range shooting with a very customized 308 bolt action, that's fine. I just like to go shoot cool stuff. You know, I just buy cool-looking stuff that's funky. You know, I mean, that's my niche. So the pros to me were the looks. That may be a con to you. It has a new operating system. Again, a pro or a con. It does work. It does not mitigate the recoil. You can still tell you're shooting a large caliber weapon. It doesn't beat you to death, though. Now, I don't know how the USC does. I shot a USC a long time ago, but it was only like 5 rounds, so I don't specifically remember how it shot. But it looks like I'm going to wind up getting one of those, too. I got a guy wanting to work a deal with me. But, and that's HK, Heckler-Koch. That's their version of the 45 subgun that they offer. And then there's this one in the subgun category. So you can still tell you're shooting something big, but again, there isn't a lot of muzzle. There's not a lot of up and down on it. It looks like it in the video because, believe it or not, I should mark this on the calendar, the first time the stock is too short for me. I've never had a stock that was too short. If anything, they're always too long because I'm a little guy. But this is actually about an inch too short. So when I pulled it into my shoulder, I was too close. So I was having to do, you know, stretch my neck out, and I was getting a lot more hop than I should have. And of course, I didn't bring the freaking Harbor Freight toolkit. And let me complain about this. For what this gun cost, to throw in this freaking made in China Harbor Freight shitty ass toolkit with like a screwdriver and some punches, really, Chris? Come on. I mean, we're laying some serious jack down, and this is what you give us? Really? And not only that, you can't see the box, but they sent this freaking Dollar Tree special rifle box. I mean, a Plano box from freaking Walmart is better than this freaking box they sent it in. But that's okay. I got a really nice Plano all-weather coming that somebody turned me on to on Amazon. That they're cheap. It's like a clone, almost a clone of like a Storm, a Pelican case, but they don't cost nowhere near as much. Okay, back to the gun. So pros. It's a cool gun. It looks cool. It's got a cool operating system. It shoots 45 ACP in a carbine length. And yes, I'm going to SBR this later. But in a carbine length, it's a 45 ACP. It's cool looking. That right there, you know, cons. Well, first con, it's expensive. I'm not going to go into what this costs because that's not really cool. I do on my cheaper guns, you know, like I got it only for $500, normally $7. This one, there's nobody selling it but Chris, so you're paying retail. There's not much you can do about it. It's like buying a KSG. Now, it did come with these nice Troy sights on it. These are some wicked bad sights. Then they flip up and down, front and back. I did get an EOTech 512 to go on here. I didn't even sight that in today. I threw it on there for some filming purposes and to shoot a few rounds with it, but I didn't sight it in. Today was just a function check. You hear me say that all the time because my functions suck. Every time I go to the range with my camera, I'm going to film something, the guns jam. So I get to where they run really good before I film anything. But today was a function check. We shot 500 rounds. Yeah, 500 rounds. Did not clean it. I wiped it down with oil after I got it out of the box, like the manual said. But I did not clean it today. I did. It says after 400 rounds you should, run a swab through it. Didn't. We're at the range. I didn't feel like doing it. I took the cleaning kit, but I didn't do it. So it shot 500 rounds, 300 for white box, 100 of Tula, steel case. It ate it like candy. And 100 rounds of my hand loads. Now you could tell the Tula was loaded, not as heavily loaded as my hand loads or as the factory loads. It was definitely pow, pow. And you got to the Tulas, it was more chunk, chunk, chunk. But it cycled it every time, fine. So it's a good range ammo. Matter of fact, I couldn't tell, again, I wasn't going for accuracy today, but I could not tell a difference in the grouping I was getting between the Tula and the white box and my hand loads. But again, I was not trying to, put this in a ransom arrest and like 1 minute of angle. I was just going to make sure it worked today. So, and took the Sega today, because you've seen my Sega stuff, put another 100 rounds of double op through it, and still, that thing's a freaking blast. I get it, blast. But, so one of the cons is the price. Man, I ramble. Another con is if you don't like the looks or don't like the operating system, or you don't like a 45 ACP and a carbine. A lot of people go, why the hell would I want a carbine? I've got a 223 M4, I can do anything for that. Yeah, just like everybody's got a butthole. I never understood that. I've got one. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody's got one. Why get on here and brag about your AR that 75,000 other people own? I get on here and say, wow, look at this. This is freaking cool. It's neat. Nobody has a lot of these out. So, otherwise it's nice and boring. If you look, there's like 10,000 AK videos, and pretty much the only difference is I've got this stock. Okay, it still shoots the same round, same action, everything. But, I mean, it's cool, it's different, that's why I got it. This was my gift to me for the year. And I am going to SBR it. I am going to get the 5.5 barrel installed. I just got to send off all the Uncle Sam stuff. And then wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. But anyway, it's heavy. Now, it advertises like 5.7 pounds. I think they're advertising the pistol. Like, this part of it's 5.5. Ooh, I about said the F-bomb. This SOB is heavy. And it's probably because of this fake can on it. And I don't know if you can see the barrel, but it's it's got a 45 barrel on it, so that's still pretty thick too. So it's heavy. Once I SBR it, that's going to come down. You can, like I said, get this in a pistol version that has no folding stock and has a barrel stub that sticks out the front. And I'm pretty sure that that'd be cool. Daddy Mark Hoffman out in Shelby. Big Daddy Hoffman, something like that, is on YouTube, and he does a lot of videos. He's right down the road from me. And he's got the pistol version. He likes it a lot. I don't know if I could pony up for a pistol version and this one. Because like I said, I got a guy wanting to sell me his USC. And eventually I'm going to take the USC and turn it into a UMP, which is the subgun HK that you see on all the shows too. But that's for later down the road. So it shot well. It cycled everything. It's a fun gun to shoot. You've heard me say that before. I know people go, well, the gun should be to save your life. Well, I've got a gun to save my life. I've got a Glock. I've got a regular shotgun. This is to have fun with. That's what I do. So when I say, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, I don't care. I really don't care. I do this for fun. And if you're not out shooting for fun, then what the hell are you doing? There's some other videos out there. I've got several videos of me and my son Holden shooting this that I'm going to edit and post up. I got to, download them and post them up. But, so this is just my tabletop thing. This thing did get really dirty, because I was shooting 45 great, no rag. So, because I was shooting 45 ACP, which is a dirty round most times, and I was shooting hand loads and Tula, but it didn't slow down. Everything I put in there, and you hear a lot of bad stuff about the, wipe it on my shoe, you hear a lot of bad stuff about the large capacity. I didn't get the one that KRISS sells. It's a Glock 21 magazine with an extension bolted to it. That's what I don't have those. I have the ones. I don't think they're made by KCI. They might be. A lot of people badmouth the KCI ones, but cheaper than dirt. They're like $19, $21, somewhere around there. They're 27 round Glock magazines. Now, when you get them, they say 25 on them, even though it says 27 on the back of the magazine. I couldn't get like 22 in them because they're brand new. They haven't been broke in yet. But as you'll see in the videos, it shoots fine. It is a stone cold SOB to cock this, but everybody says that's true until the gun is broken in. I mean, you can do it, but it's, you know, you got a rack on it pretty hard. It only travels about that far, so it's not like you can get behind it and get some leverage. It's like, and you're done. One unique feature of this, and I didn't know it, it hasn't been mentioned anywhere, it has got a brass check function, which means that you grab the charging handle, which is here, see, and you pull it back that far. It's got a detent. And what that does is it pulls the bolt back. You can't see it because the bolt's locked open. But when the bolt's forward and you do that and it pulls to a detent, it cracks it open about 3/8 of an inch so you can tell if there's brass behind the bolt. And that's a feature, not a fault. And like I said, I bought the EOTech, but I have not sighted in. Even though you'll see me shooting it in the video, it was just to throw it up there for the video. So, having said that, do I like it? Yes. Is it going to stay in my primary collection? Yes. Do I think it's a good deal? Not unless you've won the lottery. Like I said, this is my big gift to myself for the year. And I am going to SBR it, which means I'll have even more money in it. So it's not for the... There's a lot of other weapons out there that are less expensive that you can use to do the same thing this does. This is a personality purchase. This is not something you buy on a whim. It's not something you buy to go hunting with or personal defense because, I mean, it's got a carbine barrel. Really? Once you SBR it, or if you bought the pistol version, then yeah, I mean, you could use it that way. You know, imagine the carbine ends on it, not on the end of it, but, you know, wah. But it's not a practical purchase. Whereas the Sega is practical because I've got it running as well as anything. And some of my other weapons are not practical. Can't carry a Desert Eagle, but I love shooting Desert Eagle. We shot it again today too. It's just something magic about the Desert Eagle. Like I said, if you haven't got a Desert Eagle, go buy a Desert Eagle. But so that's my thing. I'll have some other videos posted. It does shoot, at least mine. Any ammo I put in it, it shot, and shot it well. I had no failures except for one case, and it had a crease in it, and I think it was a factory crease, and I missed it when I put it in the magazine. So this shot everything I put in it, including cheap Russian ammo and reloads. Alright, I'll have the other videos of me and Holden shooting posted later. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.